There's been a lot of controversy over global warming over the past decade and a half. As much as its causes are hotly debated, one thing agreed on is what its effects on the environment are, and one of the main effects being sea level rise. For 3,000 years, the sea levels were stable. Then in the 19th century, they started to rise. At first, it rose 1.7 millimeters a year. Then in 1993, it rose to 3 millimeters a year. And by 2100, many scientists predict that the sea levels will rise 75 to 195 centimeters. That's enough to submerge vast parts of the coastline worldwide. For the sea levels to rise that much, global temperatures would have to rise by a whopping 6.4 Celsius, increasing the number of floods, droughts, hurricanes, and forest fires, which have already become more frequent in the last 100 years. This increase could also kill many species. Worst of all, methane released from the melting polar ice and the tundra will release more greenhouse gases than ever. The oceans absorb about 80% of the Earth's heat, making them expand as well as helping melt the ice sheets in the poles, and adding substantial amounts of fresh water in the oceans. Some people even predict the increase in fresh water could cut off the Gulf Stream, plunging us into an ice age. Now, what we have to do to fix all this is lower our carbon footprint, eliminate fossil fuels, stop cutting down forests, and convince the government that it is their moral obligation to restore the $45.4 million in funding to Environment Canada. Oh, and while we're at it, why don't we cut the $2.43 billion in subsidies to oil companies?